what was that?
Is it your wife's birthday?
This morning. No, you have to have heard that.
Are you talking about Zuckerberg?
Yep.
Yeah,
He's been dropping for a while.
$119 billion.
That's okay. I just bought 15 shares at
There
a
you
lower
go.
price. See, people were supposed to panic. Nope, you're supposed to buy low. Okay, and if it goes lower, I'll buy some more stock. I'm in for the long run, right? Okay, so, since I had this class twice, this morning we went over a great problem. Remember I talked about the retirement problem
Yeah.
the other day? We actually did it in class. It was a great problem. So you could actually figure out how much really you have in retirement when it's time to retire. Will you have enough money saved? Is that a good question?
Yes,
I
yes.
think it's as good as it gets, and that pertains to what we're doing right now. So,
I actually went home and talked to my wife about it.
did you? Oh, so then I'm doing some real life stuff, huh? Real life works, doesn't it? All right? Okay. So can I manipulate some of the homework? Is that all right? Page 665, number 89. I'm going to actually do it. And I talked about it in my first class. And we had some good comments. Some people wanted me to change some of the numbers to be more realistic. And it was a great problem for your life, not mine. I'm too old for this. Okay? I got 8 years, and then I have to start taking mandatory distributions on my 401k. Can't get out of it. And I better start taking them because I'm not handing it to the next person, right? Okay? So you gotta look at it in two different respects. So, here's the problem, and then we'll find the formula and get an answer and then discuss it. Christine contributes $100 each month to her 401k. What will be the value of Christine's 401k after the 360th deposit? That's 30 years if the per annum rate of return is assumed to be 12% compounded monthly. So, is there a formula to use?
I couldn't figure out which one.
Well, you gotta look in the book. And there does happen to be a formula on page 662. So if you look on page 662, you will see a formula. And here's the formula. Plus I, sorry, get that.
Plus, over n minus 1 over
Okay. Do not have to memorize this. This is for your life, not for this course. If you choose not to pay attention, that's on you, not on me. I don't really care either way. I try to do things that are real so that you can take somebody with you. So, okay, so let's discuss this. This is to figure out after 360 payments. And that's 30 years from now, right?
Is that a P?
How many people in here are like 20 years old in here? Raise your hand if you're 20. Raise your hand if you're under 25. Under 25. Okay, good portion of the people, right? Okay, so if you were to keep this money and just keep contributing for the next 40 years, okay, let's say you would be 65 at that time, right? That would be a good gauge, right? Okay, so let's just do the 30-year deal first. How much are you putting in every month?
100.
100. So folks, most people get paid bi-weekly, correct? How much is that per every 2 weeks?
$50.
$50. You could afford $50, right? Okay, if you can't afford 50, as I told you, either you're not working, you're 100% going to school, which is fine. But if you are working, try to put something, even if it's 25, anything, folks, anything works, all right? Okay, so we have 1 plus. Now, what is the interest rate?
12% compounded
12%, so
monthly.
it's 0.12, and how many times does it compound it goes under?
12.
12.
It's compounded 12 times. So many times are you going to do this?
360.
360.
Is this the same as the mortgage?
Similar, looks like it. And on the bottom is the same thing, 0.12 over 12. Can somebody give me an answer? Actually, use your calculator. And make sure you have the same answer that I get. Should be 300 something. That'll be the start. So if you don't get that number, then we're not talking the same thing. $1,000 calculator should be able to give you the same answer, right?
Yeah, these guys are well practiced.
You'll be remembered for this
I have faith in my class.
one. Oh, it's not attitude.
Is it 349, 496?
349, 496,
Yeah,
and what's the change?
41.
You were there. That was good. Boy, you've come a long way, haven't you? That was a tough computation on there, wasn't it? You had to get all those parentheses
A
in
lot
the
of
right place. How many of you were able to get that number? Raise your hand. All right. Okay, so let's talk about this for a couple minutes. How much does this person have to invest over 30 years to get that? How would you figure that out? I'm talking cash out of pocket.
Just take the percentage out.
No,
100
just
times
Just
12
multiply
times 30.
the
multiply
deposit.
360
Times 100.
times 100. What do you get?
36,000.
36,000. That's not bad. You put 36,000 in, and that's your return. Is that good? That's really good. How many would like to earn money towards retirement, be able to retire at a certain age, and not have to work the rest of their life? And not have to work for the whole thing?
If only in real life you got 12% of
Yeah.
your money.
So that's when my morning class said, we're gonna adjust the number because they didn't feel it was realistic.
I'll pay
So
12%.
now we're gonna talk about that too.
Oh,
All right, so let's first talk this part. So this was over 30 years, correct? So really, we should talk 40 years if you start investing now. If you're over 30, you're losing time, aren't you? It's not what it's about. Okay, so I'm 62 years old. Can I do this?
No, you invest in bonds.
No, I don't invest in bonds. I still stay with the stock market, but I get money from the school district that I work
That's
for.
what they'll tell you.
So I don't care what happens to the market. I'm already done. This is bonus money. But for most people that won't be getting a pension, that's all you're gonna get, isn't it? And I do have lots of friends that they don't get pensions. They get whatever's in their 401k, so they gotta save. Okay? Did you read the newspapers that the average amount of money that an American has in the bank in their 40s is $5,000 towards retirement? You know what that means? They're gonna keep working. Is that good or bad? So you know what happens? You get to a certain age, you can't work anymore. Then you're totally poor, aren't you? You can't afford to live where you are. You gotta get roommates or you gotta move out of your house. Okay? So, is that something to ponder? Is this real life? And it also used what we did, right? Now you want to make this a little more real life? So 100 every month would be $50. Could you think you could raise that a little bit? You think you could do 100 every 2 weeks? How many could do 100 every 2 weeks? Okay, so let's make it 200 a month. Would that be better? So let's recalculate. So we got 200. Okay.
Same numbers.
All right, now, what do you think is a realistic interest on a return?
I was reading about it.
6%.
Yeah, 6%, 7%.
6%, 7%. You know, my morning class
I
said
have an
7.
IRA.
So you're pretty close.
Or I have a, yeah. So it's
7%.
to my work, that's what they give.
And it's compounded, I would assume monthly, right?
Monthly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and. All right, so let's talk about the number of times. So can we do 40 years for the person that's under 25?
Yep.
Okay, so 40 years would be how many payments?
480.
480, okay?
That's good. That's- yeah.
All right.
I know.
So I need an answer. So just so you know, my wife, I have her contributing 300 every 2 weeks. Okay?
500.
The more the better, right? You also have to make more money to do that, don't you? So if you don't get the right job, you don't retire, do you? Does that make sense?
524, 962.
Hey, what was that,
524, 962, and 68 cents.
Okay. Is that better? So that's $500,000. Will that help? It'll definitely be better than $5,000 in the back one. Okay? Is that something for you to think about? So if you don't put enough in a retirement account right now, you are in trouble later, aren't you? Okay? Good point. Real life discusses our problem at hand. Okay? Any questions about that, comments?
My business will pay 10.
Saving is smart.
10%.
Should save.
Saving is
There-
smart.
There are a lot of businesses, like where I'm at, that every percent you put in, up to 5%, they match it.
Oh, yes, you know about the matching, right?
So when they match it, it's like
They match,
taking free money.
you
Yeah.
must,
Yeah.
you must put the money in. And I know all about the matching too, don't I? Okay, listen, folks, it's common sense. Either use your common sense or pay in the end, right? Okay, that's all there is. You could buy real estate, which is great. Okay, if you can, please do it. Okay, that is a definite moneymaker. Our rent's going down. Our prices of homes going down. I think they're worth more than they were when the crash in '08 hit, aren't they?
Yeah, way more.
Okay, if you're living in this valley, all those apartment complexes going up, all those houses being built, those houses are gonna be worth a fortune here. You'll make money that way too, but if you can't afford that, just do the 401k, folks, it's really easy. Just put it in and forget it. If the market crashes, you should be thrilled, because you're buying lower, aren't you? You should hope the market crashes for the next 20 years, honestly,
I do.
and then goes up, then it'll be worth a fortune.
I love
Okay, so you
crashing
see how you have to look at it? I don't want it to crash, because I'm getting close to having to take it out. Okay, so I have to come up with a plan, don't I?
Well, but if you're renting, then
No, I'm talking about the
it's
stock
not cash
market.
flowing. Oh,
The stock market. So my plan is 2 years before, pull some money out, put it on the side. Okay, so when I want to withdraw it, I don't have to worry if the market's crashing on that day, do I? I might not make money on it, but I'm not going to lose. You gotta look at both, right? Don't be a pig. That's how it really goes. Okay, make sense? Dan, any comments on this?
No, none.
So was
Zero.
Was this a good lesson for the class?
What's that?
This was good for the class, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, save your
Okay.
money.
Yep,
You have more
okay,
money later.
yep, okay. Is there any other comment we can do a 9-3? Real good at 9-3?
89.
65. Okay. 65.
That's a good one.
Okay. Oh, folks, I'm gonna pass something around. Make sure you take copies of it with your phone, because I have not had time to make copies of this. I think you want to see this, all right? Let's take that, pass it around. Okay, so 65. So what kind of problem is this? An infinite series, right? How do you know it's infinite?
There's a
Infinity
side
symbol.
where's eight.
You've got the infinity sign, that's the giveaway, right? Okay, now, I have to know if it converges or diverges. How do I figure that out?
First
Plug it
three.
in.
First three terms, okay, so, first term. Okay. All right, so,
6.
everybody agree with 6? Okay. 2 minus 1 is,
Wait,
One.
how come it's not -1?
so that's 1 minus 1 is 0, right?
Uh-huh.
Anything to the 0 power is,
Always
do it
1.
on your
Even,
calculator.
even if it's,
Even if it's negative.
Do it on your calculator, put it in parentheses. Just put like -2 to the 0 power, and make sure that you close parentheses before you do it.
1.
We're good?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta check it out, you got the tool, right?
But I
Okay.
did,
Negative 4.
like I did
Alright.
1 on the calculator and gave me, maybe it was the raise to the first power. I don't know.
No, remember, yeah, to the first power is correct. So, 2 minus 1 is 1, right?
Yeah.
This to the first power is -2/3 times 6/1,
Is negative 4.
-4. Okay, this one, 3 minus 1,
2.
2, -2 squared,
4.
4 ninths.
4 ninths times 6/1.
24 ninths. you
8
could-
thirds.
Negative.
Oh! All right, is it going up or down, the values?
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
It's going down the value, right?
Yep.
So it is converging, correct? Okay, so what is the formula when it's converging?
No one remembers.
A1
is 1 over 1 minus r.
See, they remember. They just look back in their
There's
notes.
a hesitation.
Boy, I'm telling you, oh, here's the notebook right there. I don't know, I think he's having a rough day. The calculator isn't working, the notebook is, right?
I'm just thinking about a ladder and a highlighter and writing things on the ceiling.
At least they're thinking, right? All right, so what is the first term?
6.
6. 1 minus, how do you get the common ratio?
Second over first.
Second over first, right?
Yep.
Second term is,
-4.
first term,
6.
answer.
Negative 2/3.
So remember, it's 1 minus whatever the common ratio is, right? Some people on the test will go 1 minus 2/3, forget that extra negative, and they're done. Yes?
So negative 2/3 is part of the original. Is that always going to be the common ratio, what's in the parentheses?
You'd have to do a bunch of problems to guarantee that. I would rather that you come up with the 2 terms, or the 3, okay, and do second over first, guarantee yourself the answer. Right? You're gambling, aren't you? Do you understand? I
Yeah.
understand your point, you try to come up with a shortcut, and I get it, okay, but I like to be consistent. Yes?
Why not the solution show me where the formula for that was infinity, where it was A1 times your R that became -1.
So wait,
So they were saying that's what was the formula, so you put,
you mean this one?
no, they did it,
They did it some other way?
yeah, they did it like, so instead of the 6, that's your,
Takes 2.
and then the parentheses, the R.
do that, yeah, that would work.
Because that's how they showed that was that formula, and then you transfer to that formula.
Right, but I was asking the same question. We both asking the same question,
So
we
that
wanna know
was-
what R is
To me,
quickly.
that was telling me that that was your R.
It could be. That's the way I'm so used to doing this. If you want a shortcut, you found a shortcut, use the shortcut. Fair enough? I like that. You see, you figured the shortcut out. Okay? So she's definitely saying that this is like A1 R to the N minus one, correct? Yeah, that's, you can do that too. I like the
Which
proof.
that worked on that one, but then when I tried to do that on 67, because I wasn't here, so I just watched the video and tried to figure it out. 67 didn't work for that.
It does work, you just have, because A is one, so you times it, because I had that same question, so I was shown that you times it, then 6 over 1, you cross them out, and that's how you get 2. So I was like, I'm so confused why this didn't work out, and my tutor showed me, and she said that, because it's to the power of 1. Because on this one, it's K minus 1, and on the other one, it's 1. It's K equals 1. So you're putting to the power of 1?
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's like it works. So you gotta memorize 2 different scenarios?
No, you just have to, you're using what you have. So like because that was my question, and she went through it with me. And so she's saying, like, if you have 3 times 2 over 3, right?
3 times 2 over 3.
So what do?
And what else is here?
That's it, because that's to the power of 1,
Oh,
right? So then you mark out the 3's,
yeah.
because they cancel each other out, and you're left with 2.
So,
The
and,
ratio is still the 2 over, or your R is still a 2 over 3, but then your first term is 2.
first term is 2, what's your second term? You just said there's no K there.
Because that's how, because you put the K in as well.
Oh, so this is just K like this?
Yeah. She's referring to number 67.
Oh,
Which is the one I said.
gotcha. I got
So
it.
that's it's the same, it's just positive, not negative. So your 3's cancel out, and you're left with 2.
Right.
So then it's 2 over 1.
Oh, so you have to adjust the problem, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, depending on what the
If you have
formula
1,
is.
so if you put K as 1. then
I get
it
you.
stays the same. It works, 'cause
See, by the time, you have all these sections to do, I need a consistent method. I don't want to memorize and adjust it in the middle. You with me? But if it works, use it.
it works for me. So.
Then do it, just do it, that's all, okay? All right, so finish this problem. We got 6 over, and that's plus 2/3. What is the bottom?
5/3?
5/3. Everybody agree?
8.
So that's 6 times 3 over 5, and the answer is 18. 18 what?
Fifths.
18 fifths. And that's your answer. Okay? Any questions? Okay, so let's move on. So folks, I'm gonna cut to the chase. Okay, I need to get through this and then discuss the final exam with you. That's the most important part. So our goal today is, if I gave you x plus y to the 7th power, how would you do that? And you notice I put a number high enough that you just can't do it any old way, correct?
Binomial theorem.
Binomial theorem, yes. All right. So why don't we do a problem that you already know the answer, it's short, and I will demonstrate the binomial theorem on this problem. And if it works, will you buy into it?
Sure.
All right, that's how I like to do this. X plus 3 to the 2nd power. Now you know that answer, you can destroy that, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Go ahead.
X to the 3rd plus 3ax squared.
X to the 2nd,
Oh, right.
plus,
Plus 2ax.
Plus 9.
plus what?
Plus 6.
6x,
Plus 9.
I'm way out.
To the added
remember you got x plus 3 and x plus 3, correct?
It's
Okay.
a squared plus 2ab plus b squared.
Okay. And you can use whatever formula you like to get it. Okay, has anybody ever heard of Pascal's triangle here? Pascal's triangle. Okay, so, Pascal's. And the way the triangle works is the following. Start with a 1. Okay, and put another 1 split. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Add these two. 2. And put another 1 next on each side. Let's do it one more time. Add these two numbers.
3,
3, and put the number underneath, in between. Same deal on this one.
3,
So this is the 0 row. First row. Second row. Third row. By the way, you can look it up on your phone, and I actually suggest you do it right now. I want you to see what it looks like on the internet, and turn it, when you actually get the triangle, please turn your phone sideways, because I want you to see how big it can really get. It's nice to see stuff that is on the internet.
Hello.
Shows me how it's heading.
Oh, it's right there.
Nice little idea.
I got some book too. Okay, how big is it?
Mine shows me how it's.
Oh my goodness, listen folks, it actually, when he touches the button, it actually shows how it's added up to get to the next number. Anybody see that on theirs? Nope, he didn't.
It's the top Google search for
Yeah,
Pascal's.
look at this, folks, you guys see this, this is wild, look.
Yeah, it just does. It's like, it helps you to understand why it's adding those.
Yes. Good. Okay, so, here's my question. X plus 3 to the second power. All right, so here's how we're gonna do it. You ready? Take the first term, put it in parentheses. And what's the power here? 2. Put it to the second power. And take the second term, which is not just 3, you can include the sign, plus 3, and put that to the 0 power. So these two powers will always add up to the original power. Got that? We'll put a space, copy the first term again, and let's drop this 1 power, and copy the second term, and make this 1 power more. What would that be? 1. If you notice, 2 plus 0 is still the original power, 1 plus 1 is still the original, right? So they always add up to the original power. So if you notice that the first term, the powers are dropping, they're descending, correct? And the second term, they are going up in value, right? Same thing, copy the first term, so we had, the last first power was to the first power, so this should be to the 0 power, and copy the second term. So we had 0, 1, 2. Okay? Everybody good with that so far? Okay, so, what's the power of the original problem?
2,
2. So that says 2, go to the second row. And what are the numbers?
1, 2, 1.
1, 2, 1. Now, how many terms you got here? 1, 2, 3, right? We have 3 terms, and we have 3 numbers. So take the first number, put it in front of that. The 2, put it in front of the second term, and the 1, put it there. Now we just simplify, and let's see if we get the same answer. Anybody ever seen this done before? Raise your hand. Very few. Wow. Never really, you saw this?
On the tutoring lab.
Oh, the tutoring lab. But ever really in class? Okay, good, learned something new today. All right, so, let's see if we can come up with the same answer we started with on this one, right? Ready? Anything to the 0 power is
One.
1, right? 1 times 1
1.
is 1. I don't need to write the 1, so we got x squared. Positive 3 to the first power
3.
is 3 times 2,
6.
and that's x1 or just x. And anything to the 0 power is
1.
1. And what is positive 3 to the second?
9.
We have 9 times 1 times 1 is?
9.
Did I get the same answer? Pretty interesting. Is this a long way to do an easy problem? Absolutely. But after the 3rd power, I wouldn't do it any other way.
It took me a while when he explained. It took me a while to like.
That's okay. I'm gonna do
Process.
like 3 of them. All right, and I know exactly how the final would look, what they're gonna try to get you on. So we have to do one of those.
Mhm.
All right, so saving this problem, let's see. How about, x minus 2 to the 5th power? Oh, perfect. And there's nobody in here that's gonna do this out, are they? Take the first, write it 5 times the parentheses, multiply the first 2, they get the answer with the 3rd, then get, multiply that, do it with the 4th. You'll be here all day, right? Okay? Okay, so let's get a setup going here. Half of it's the setup, and the other half is the answer, correct? All right, so, what do I write in the parentheses to start the parentheses?
X.
X to the what power?
5th.
Okay, copy the second term, including the sign, and keep it in parentheses, to the what power?
0.
Good. All right, go ahead. X to the, and you get 2 to the first. All right, go straight down the line. Let's catch up, and then I'll just quickly write it down. I think the book has another method that they use. Do they? Oh, no, they have another method. I don't use the method. What's my method? This is really the same. Listen, you came here to get something different, right? All right, so you know that I remembered. I was like, I'm gonna get her.
And I will be able to ask him back.
Good, good, okay. All right. Everybody up to that point? Okay, so what row are we looking at on Pascal's triangle?
5th.
The 5th row. Do we have the 5th row?
No.
Now, you know I did that on purpose, right? I have to make you get this. Could you get this on your own on the test? Do you really need to memorize this? No?
I could get it.
Hello, are we there? Earth to class, come in, hello?
We're deciding.
Don't need
Yes.
to
Oh, you're
memorize.
deciding? Oh, we're in trouble. We're deciding, oh, help me. All right, add these two together.
4.
4, add these two together.
6.
Add these two together.
4.
All right, put 1 on each end, this is the 4th row, right?
Yeah.
Remember that this is not the first row, it's the 0 row when you just have a 1 there, correct? Make sure you remember that. If you call this the first row, it's over. Don't even do the problem. Because there's no point.
Just quit.
Well, you know, think about it. If I have 3 terms here and I pick the wrong row, I'm either gonna have too little amount of numbers or too many, right?
Right.
So it's gotta be exact. It's really simple. If it doesn't fit, you did it wrong. All right, we need one more row.
That's
What's this one? 1,
5, 10, 10, 5, 1.
and this is the fifth row, right?
sorry.
Okay. So let's put the numbers in. So will they fit? Let's see. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. I put them in blue so you could actually see it. Do we have any questions so far? Call.
Let's just say it's like raised to the power of like 34.
No, it's not. They don't do this. No, call. I'm going home and watching TV if they do that. I'm done. Call. It says on that paper I'm passing around. Everybody, who's got that paper that I'm passing around? Where's that paper that I told you to take, make a copy?
It's somewhere going around.
It's going around. It says on there up to the 8th power. That's the furthest it goes. All right? Well, listen, I'm making sure that you know right up front, but that was a good question. 34th, see ya. Listen, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat off of you for the answer. All right? I'm not even doing it. I quit. That was a good question though, wasn't it? Good. I'm glad you guys, you're thinking about it. Okay, so this is half the problem, correct? Now we have to get an answer. Is that going to be painful?
No.
Well, some people it will be painful, but you get half credit right here just for writing that. Okay, so folks, this is a 6-point problem on the final exam. Is it worth finishing?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. -2 to the 0 power.
1.
1 times 1 is 1, and it is x to the 5th. Now, most people write x to the 5th right off the bat, and then it's all downhill from there. That's when the cave-in starts. All right, here we go. -2 to the first.
Negative 2.
-2 times 5.
Negative 2.
-10 x to the 4th. All right, next one. -2 to the 2nd power.
4.
4 times 10.
20.
40 x to
40.
the 3rd. Folks, I need to take you through this because there are some people that aren't going to get this on their own. Okay, I need you to finish the problem, get the full amount of points. You know, we're getting detailed here. -2 to the 3rd.
Negative 8.
-8 times 10.
Negative 80.
-80 x to the 2nd. -2 to the 4th.
Negative 16.
16 times 5.
96.
16 times 5.
Oh, whoops.
See, that's where we are right now. Oh, it's Thursday. It's the week of Pioneer Day. It's the week before the finals, and I'm losing you already? No. -2 to the 5th.
32.
-32. Something to the 0.
1.
1.
And you got a 1 there, so the answer is -32. There it is.
Okay.
That's only 16.
How many could get that on their own? Okay. So folks, my last problem I'm going to do with you, and I'm going to put one on that looks like the final exam could look. This is easy. You know why? Because first of all, it's got a plus sign there, doesn't it? And second of all, there's no number. So, x minus 3y to the 7th.
Are we doing that now?
Yep, that's what we're doing.
Oh.
Now that would tell me if you got the concept, correct? So go for it. And I will have one person go up to the board in a couple of minutes and just give me the first line, no multiplication. All right? So Chloe, see where we're going with this? No further than this. If you got to the 7th power and you got this problem, you got this concept.
They add fractions.
No, no fractions. No, they don't do that. That's actually torturing people. All right, but you are asking a good question. I would say that's a great question. do we have a person that would like to come up and just write the line? Don't do any computation whatsoever. Anybody? Well, I know who my go-to is. I always got my fullback first.
I never care, I just,
Oh.
if somebody has the opportunity to
Yes,
get one.
mine.
Yeah, good.
Oh, darn it! You got up and sat down. Shucks. You almost killed him.
All right,
Thanks, sir, appreciate it.
just somebody help me, I'm screwing
You're screwing up.
up. I mean,
Gotta stay out of the way, right?
so we're not even comparing, just do
Yes, yeah, you can write anywhere you wanna write. If you wanna start closer, it would help, okay?
You can only go as far as the last parentheses on top of it.
Oh, you don't have to put the numbers in front, so say those for the end, it's easier. Otherwise it gets confusing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta have a system. So I had a student, was it last semester or last summer? This girl would not go to the board. No matter what, would not go up. She went up for this. I actually filmed her. I still have a video on my phone. It was great. So folks, are the parentheses helping you out?
Yeah.
I would say the parentheses are the key to the whole problem. If you don't use the parentheses, it's over, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know the book does have another method that they use, but this is about as straightforward as it can be. Beautiful. You want to use blue for that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so this way everybody gets to see a little difference. Thank you. Just show a big line down and cover it in front of it at the end of the triangle, block it.
Right.
Yeah, you can
That's
do
true.
that. Yeah, this way they don't think about it.
Oh, whoops.
That's
No,
okay.
That's what the triangle does.
Pretty good.
Let's see.
Seven and all.
Computer or not?
No, that's good. Good work in the hand, guys. How many were able to get this part? Raise your hand. Good. So you did half the problem. So now getting the answer could be painful. So, how to get the answer? Let's see. Negative 3y to the 0 power is 1 times the 1, and you got x to the 7th. Now you know what they did, just to see. By putting that negative 3 in front, they're making you do that to the power, aren't they? That's the trick. So negative 3y to the first power is
Negative 3y.
negative 3y times 7,
Negative 21.
Negative
negative
21.
21. And you you said y, and put the x to the 6th in front. So my morning class asked me this question, should you put the y first or the x first?
Don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, if you want to make it look really nice, it's great to put the higher power first, descending order, okay? All right, what about this one? Negative 3y to the 2nd power,
9y.
9y squared, right? Oh, thank you. Okay, times 21,
189.
189 plus 189, and that's x to the 5th, y to the 2nd. Complicated, isn't it? And very annoying, especially getting down here. Negative 3y to the 3rd,
Negative 27, y.
negative 27y to the 3rd. So you can, do a little scratch work above it. Okay? And 35 times negative 27,
940, negative 945.
negative 945. And that's x4, y3. So you notice that the powers of the x are descending, powers of the y are ascending, correct? All right. Negative 3y to the 4th power,
81.
81, y4, and 35 times 81,
2,835.
2,835.
35.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's x3, y4. All right, negative 3y to the 5th power. Negative 243?
Yep.
Okay. Y to the 5th. So what's 21 times negative 243?
Negative 5103, yeah.
3x squared, y 5. Okay. Negative 3y to the 6th.
729, yeah.
729, y 6. And that's 7 times that would be
5103.
5103, did you say?
Again, yeah.
Wow.
But it would be plus
Yeah.
5103.
Oh, sorry,
It was
you're right.
a-
It is plus.
Even, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Kind of weird that it's the same.
It's weird, yes. X to the 1st, y to the 6th, and the 7th power. Anything to the 0 power is? 1, so that's 1, and negative 3 to the 7th.
And then 187.
What was it again? Oh, 2187, y to the 7th. Wow, look at that. That is crazy. Yes?
The reason they're the same is because 21 is 7 times 3.
Oh, yes, yes. You're not staring at the numbers. Good. Okay. How many could get this one? if you
Oh,
had to
right.
do it?
So obviously it would be.
Okay. Could this be your first problem on final exam? Possibly.
Way too long, right?
It's long, but Dana, I would at least write the first row and then come back to it. That be a plan? I would definitely do the first row, get that Pascal's triangle done, but I would not spend 25 minutes. Remember, you got 2 hours, correct? Okay? Okay, so I am actually done.